All right, Doreen, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. About to get started.
Good evening, everyone. Jim, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing over here. I see your panel and that's it.
Yeah, give me just a second here.
I left my technical director at home today by accident, so feeling
That's
a
what
little
happens.
lost over here. I know.
That's what happens. All righty.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Like magic.
Now, how do I share my screen?
Oh, see, that's going to cost you. I always feel like this is an episode of
Lost?
Nick Burns, your company computer guy.
Well, welcome, everyone. Is this everyone's first time here on the webinar? Well, welcome, Michael. Thank you. Still waiting for my technical director to put my slides
from
up.
remote. Yeah.
Well, honey, you could just tell me what to do.
Yeah. That's never worked out well for me. Okay.
Well, I could get started by telling you guys a little bit about who I am and what I do. Thank you for joining us. My name is Doreen Hankins, and I own and operate Detroit Arms, which is a Michigan concealed carry pistol license training facility here in the metropolitan Detroit area. I am a USCCA instructor. My husband, Jim, who is putting my little slideshow up on the screen for me, is also a USCCA instructor. And we also have instructors that work here at Detroit Arms instructing classes as well. We do concealed carry class every week. Saturdays, Sundays during the week. There's one day every week that we have a class. I consistently put 20 to 40 students in class every single week, and I do that without any paid advertising. So what I want to do is share with you how you can do the same. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm still waiting for my presentation here. I left my son is usually my technical director, and he sits here in the studio right next to me, and I forgot to go home and get him. So in fact, I don't even know if he knows that I have a webinar tonight. So he's inconspicuously missing, and I feel like somebody's lobbed my right arm off. So there we go. Almost.
Right.
We're almost there.
Almost there. Almost there.
Jim's going to share my screen here. We're going to go over a blueprint to success. And what that is I'm going to tell you how it is I'm able to put 20 to 40 people in seats. In fact, yesterday I had 41. But typically it's between 20 and 40 people every single week for class. And I want to share that with all of you because I know that a lot of instructors really struggle with putting butts in seats, and been doing this for 15 years. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, and I wanted to come out here and teach you what I've done. I can't tell you what to do because I don't know what works in your market, but I can tell you how I do it. And I'm pretty confident that if you follow what it is that I am laying out here for you, that you too will be able to get a considerable amount of students in seats every week. Ding, 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 waiting.
All right. Do you see your,
I do. I see it on my laptop. I see it on my screen, but I don't see it on my monitor.
all righty.
Can the audience see it?
The audience can see it, but let me work to get it over.
Because now I've lost my chat, so I can't see anybody's chat. So if they want to ask a question, you're just going to have to monitor
Yeah,
that. I can
I'll
go
just
with.
deal with that. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want me to start?
Yeah, if you're able to see your slides.
Well, yeah, I can see my
Okay.
slides. I'm just going to be looking like I'm looking off into the yonder because they're not
Okay.
right in front of me. They're next to me and down here. below.
Okay. I will.
So let's
come
get
over.
started. Enough of the nonsense, Jim. We're going to
Yep.
get started. All right. So this is my blueprint to success. So where do you begin? First, let's start with Google. Google Business Profile and Google Maps. Oh, shoot. I can't see if anybody's answering the chat. Because I would normally ask, does everybody have a Google Business Profile set up
I can see
for
the
their
chat.
company?
I will relay.
Okay. Does everybody have a Google Business Profile set up for their
John,
business?
John says no.
Okay. You should. It is the one way that people can definitely find you on the internet. Google is the premier search engine for people who are looking for things on the internet. And I highly recommend that even if you don't have a permanent address for your business, maybe you teach at a range, maybe you rent a hotel room, however it is that you manage to do your classes, you don't need an actual address to be able to have a Google My Business profile. So in order to do that, you should go to just type in Google Business Profile, and Google will walk you through how to set up your profile. That will also get you listed on Google Maps. Once your Google Business Profile is verified, you are able to input up to 20 cities that you service. So if you are in a major metropolitan area, you can list up to 20 cities. And so that would be the first step, is to get yourself on Google Business. Second is Facebook and Facebook groups. Does everyone have a Facebook page for their business?
Some are responding yes, some are responding no. About a 50-50.
If not, that's another consideration for you. It's free to join, just like it's free to join Google. It's free to join Facebook and Facebook groups. And there's a very good reason for that. I don't spend one dime in advertising with Mark Zuckerberg. He and I have gone round and round and round for years. 10 years ago, Facebook was a great place for me to advertise and get business. Today, not so great. I also don't spend any money advertising on Google. I don't spend any money getting my business listing promoted. The way to get yourself promoted organically is making sure that you have a Google My Business page, and that you are putting putting your information out to people, your students, so that they list reviews for you on your Google My Business page. You respond to those reviews on your Google My Business page. You make sure that your Google My Business page is chock filled with great search terms, and eventually you will rise up to the top of the listings. So I don't pay to be at the top of the listings. I don't pay to advertise on Google. I don't pay to advertise on Facebook, but Facebook is a wealth of students for you because of the reach that Facebook has. Having a website, it's a great idea to have a website. I know that a lot of instructors utilize the USCCA website that they have put out for instructors, and they just basically forward people to that website to view your class schedule and to book classes. The problem with that is that it has become apparent lately, especially, that Stripe is pausing the accounts of instructors that don't have an actual web page for their business. We just worked through a situation with an instructor who didn't have a Facebook page. He was forwarding everybody to the USCCA page in order to see what classes he had upcoming and to book for class.
Or
And
website,
Stripe-
not Facebook page.
or
Was
website.
there-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They move it to the USCCA page. And they ended up pausing his Stripe account, so he couldn't take any payments until he got an actual website for his business. So we're going to talk a little bit about websites and then guerrilla marketing. In addition to the free marketing that I do, I run campaigns on my Facebook page. I run contests. In fact, all year I ran every week I ran a contest for the Detroit Lions football schedule. Every week there's a Detroit Lions game. I would put up, hey, it's game day. If you can tell me before halftime who the winner of the game is going to be and what the exact score is, and if you're right, you will win a gift certificate to a Detroit Arms Michigan CPL class. I ran that contest all football season. I run it with hockey games. I run it with the Super Bowl. I run it with, and so far this year, I've given away nothing. All football season, I gave away nothing because no one ever got the actual winner of the game and the exact score. I did, however, get a ton of activity on my page, which gave me relevance. And so it was a win-win for me. I was able to get more activity on my page. I had a bunch of people who were sharing my page with their friends so that they too could enter the contest. And so that got me more likes on my page, more shares on my page, and more visibility overall. Guerrilla marketing, other things that I do is I have business cards printed for my CPL class. It's an ad, and you'll see them coming up here. And I leave them in restaurants around town, in party stores around town, any place that has a community board or some place for a small business to put down a business card. I'm there. I'm in coffee shops. I'm in donut shops. I'm everywhere all around town doing these things. Another guerrilla marketing thing that I do is if I happen to be on Facebook and I see a fundraiser going on somewhere in the community, I reach out and I donate a gift certificate for a CPL class. So first, let's talk about your free Google business profile. It literally costs nothing to get this profile set up and out onto Google. It's highly visible. If anybody ever opens up the Google machine and puts in firearms trainer in my area or concealed pistol license classes in my area, it brings up everybody that they can find in that person's geographical area. It allows you to show up, to appear in Google Maps. People can leave reviews for you, and that makes it so that other people can see what people think of you. And I know myself, if I'm going to go to a new restaurant or someplace new in town, I will Google the place and then I will read what other people say about them. It's not that I necessarily am going to make my final decision on that because I want to make my own decision, but it's still nice to hear what other people think. You're able to link your Google business profile to your website. You can install a chat feature. So if somebody is viewing your information from their cell phone, they can simply press a button and automatically are chatting with you. And you can feature photos, your hours, and all kinds of information on your Google My Business page. You see here is a picture from my Google My Business page. People often tell me that they went on to my page and looked at the classroom because they wanted to see what kind of chairs they had, how it was laid out, if they were going to be comfortable. So it's a great way to highlight your business. Google Maps listing that comes with your Google My Business page. Again, highly visible. People can search for local trainers and you'll show up on the map. You can link up to 20 locations on your Google My Business page. So you can feature all of the areas around you. You can add your website. You can have a chat feature. You can offer directions to your facility. And again, you don't need a physical address to have a Google Map listing. Facebook, literally, again, costs nothing to get a Facebook page, highly visible. People can leave reviews. You can link your website. There's again another opportunity for a chat feature. You can advertise your classes on Facebook. You can put photos, hours, more. It's also great for the guerrilla marketing that I spoke about. Facebook groups, and a lot of people don't understand what Facebook groups are, but every community has groups available where you can join as a small business owner and you can advertise your wares. So I advertise all of my classes in Facebook groups. I belong currently to over 180 Facebook groups. Some of them are not local to my business, and I'm on those for a completely different reason. But in my general area, there's over 100 groups where I'm able to post for free every week the classes that I have available. Many areas have multiple groups. I know that where we're located here in Chesterfield, there's a dozen groups for Chesterfield. In addition to that, there are county level groups and things like that. Most of them allow local ads. A lot of them will let you put in their calendar. There's a little calendar that shows up on the right side of a group page, and they'll allow you to list all of your classes in the calendar. Highly visible, and it's a great way to advertise. It's completely free. Having a website is important. It does not cost thousands of dollars to get a website, contrary to what a lot of people might think. We've worked with instructors who have paid thousands of dollars for websites, simply not necessary. A simple one-page brochureware type website will work for you. You're able to show your class dates and times, offer valuable industry information. I have a blog listed on my website where I'm able to put articles about things going on in Congress, things going on in the local community. You have the ability to link your class information so that people are able to sign up right on your website for classes. You can put links to videos that you may have recorded. I sell a lot of online training on my website, and we'll talk about that. It's got maps and directions, and then again, there's another opportunity to have the chat capability. I keep mentioning chat in a lot of things, and to me, we've had chat on our website and different platforms for a while now. The problem was with the chat features is that I often had to be in front of my computer in order to utilize the chat function. If somebody was chatting with me on my website or on Facebook or whatever, I often had to be right there at my desk in order to accommodate that. There have been some changes in technology recently, and now all of my chat gets funneled to my cell phone. So I'm able to actually chat with people no matter where, what platform they're coming to me from. The best thing about it is I never realized how many people utilize the chat function to try to get a hold of me. I have probably every day a dozen people or more contact me via chat who have never contacted me via phone or any other medium. And the reason is that they're at work, they're in a cube farm, they've got somebody on either side of them, and they simply just don't want people to hear what they're talking about. And so they reach out via chat. We're able to have a perfectly good conversation. I am able to sign them up for classes. I'm able to do so many things with chat. So if you have an opportunity to install chat on something, I highly recommend it. You can see here a little snippet from my website. That little yellow card that you see is the business card that I leave all over town. With permission, I ask restaurant owners and liquor store owners and things like that permission to leave them. But that's a little snippet of what our website looks like. And then, of course, the guerrilla marketing. We talked about that earlier. I run contests. I put flyers up on community boards. I donate gift certificates to fundraisers. I host free USCCA mini classes and legal seminars. And I also do emails to my past clients. So, online learning. Let's talk a little bit about online learning. You can train students 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, utilizing Zoom. You were able to log on to Zoom this evening, so you know you can use Zoom, and via video on demand. I do a lot of video on demand. All the challenges that you face currently as an instructor, maybe you don't have a steady classroom, maybe you're tired of paying for a classroom, maybe the classroom you have is restrictive. You can only fit 6 or 12 people in a classroom, and you'd like the ability to train 20, 30, 40 or more. All of these problems are creating massive opportunities for instructors nationwide. Online learning is a growing trend. So this is a unique time in history. Never before has online learning been more accepted than it is now. And we as firearms trainers need to embrace that. Some statistics for you. 458.8 billion is the projected market value of global e-learning by 2026. And that's not that far away. That's 3 years from now. 70% of students who are polled agree that online classes are better than traditional classes. There's a number of reasons for that. There are some things that you just can't teach without being in person. But for things like beginners who don't have the knowledge that a lot of people otherwise would have in a class, for example, a concealed pistol class, we get a lot of newbies. They're not familiar with the vernacular. They don't know what ACP means or LR. They don't know what the Tooler drill is. They don't know a lot of what we talk about in class. They're not familiar with it. And so when they're in class, they're getting information just piled on top of them. Other students come to class and they've been a gun owner for many years. They understand what the differences in ammo are. They understand what a Tooler drill is. They understand a lot of the vernacular that we're talking about. And so they're more comfortable in class. When you do something online, they can watch at their convenience. They're not feeling shy about asking questions because they're not in person, they're anonymous online. And so 70% of students will agree that classes that are taught online can be better than traveling to a traditional class. 98% of corporations in the US are going to have incorporated online training in their curriculums, and 42% of businesses who utilize online training generate more income than those who don't. So I'm going to take you back in history a little bit. You see the little COVID guy there. COVID changed everything for me. I have been teaching classes for 15 years. I have been a classroom trainer. When COVID hit and our governor shut down the state in March of 2020, we had to do something pretty quick. I had to cancel all of my upcoming classes. We were all locked down. We were not able to travel. We were not able to do anything. All in-person training was ordered to stop. And that was how I made my money. I've got employees. I have bills to pay. I had rent to pay. I had utilities to pay. None of that was stopping. So I had to pivot quickly. I had to decide quite fast what I was going to do. So we did what Jim commonly refers to as field expedient methods. And we decided to go online with some of our classes. And well, I shouldn't say we, Jim decided we were going online with some of our classes. Me, I was the pushback. I had never used Zoom a day in my life, wasn't of any interest to me. I thought for firearm training, how was I going to do that online? You've got to be kidding me. I don't have time to learn this. I've never used Zoom before. Um, really, you're going to push me into online training? This is just ridiculous. And I didn't want to be on camera. I have every reason in the world why I didn't want to be on camera. I had bad hair. I don't like how I look. I'm nervous in front of a camera. I had every excuse in the book for not wanting to be on camera. And then who would buy into it? Everybody in town was accustomed to coming into a classroom and learning something. And people just weren't mentally prepared for that. And for all the time it was going to take me to convert that, I said, before you know it, we were going to be out of timeout. And that exactly wasn't the truth. So as it turns out, we went to Zoom classes. So in a classroom where I could traditionally only fit up to 20, and that was tight, I was able to automatically teach hundreds of people a week. I was able to go 5 days a week, 7 days a week if I wanted to. People just ate this up. They were all sitting home, had nothing to do. By about the second week of lockdown, they had already organized their sock drawers and reconfigured the closets. They'd watched everything they always wanted to see on Netflix, and they were looking for something else to do. And training became it. Class attendance literally skyrocketed for us. We were teaching class every single day. We were doing it at hours that better fit people's schedule. Prior to COVID, we were traditionally teaching Saturdays and Sundays and maybe some evenings during the week, but we were able to go full hog with this. Class sizes more than doubled. And at that time, we weren't restricted. We were doing everything online. So if it was 5 people that wanted to join a Zoom webinar or 105, we were able to accommodate it. And it was just a boon for business. Now, that being said, in the state of Michigan, we have an 8-hour class. Our first 5 hours, we were able to teach online because that was just the book work. And then we still had another 3 hours that needed to be taught in person, and that was the range portion of the class. So we had a backlog of many hundreds of students that were done with segment 1, which was the 5 hours of online learning. And as soon as the governor opened up the state, we had another problem on our hands because now we had that 3-hour segment 2. And she said, if you were going to gather indoors, it could be a maximum of 10 people. If we were going to gather outdoors, it was going to be a maximum of 50 people. So how was I going to host 50 people outdoors? According to Jim, that was going to be easy. We went out, we bought literally a circus tent, a 20 by 60 tent. We bought 50 chairs and we put 50 people because it was spring and summer. We put 50 people outdoors and then would cycle them through the range 10 at a time to actually do the actual live fire part of the course. It was fantastic. And it hasn't stopped since then. Because we took advantage of online training, we were able to change a bunch of our classes that we would have normally done in person. We were able to convert them into online training opportunities. And it's almost like printing money. USCCA instructors all over the country are benefiting from this. And many of them are using a little known program to leverage huge results in the number of students they're teaching. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that more. So the reality is you have knowledge, you should be monetizing it. Students tend to be less threatened by online content, and they are more apt to sign up for a class where they don't have to physically appear so that they just see what the class is all about. It establishes credibility for you, your students who may eventually turn into a classroom student are able to look at your teaching style. You can highlight your knowledge, and classes, when done online, can be done 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So who here is feeling really optimistic about this whole idea of doing online training? Anyone? Jim, you're my eyes and ears.
Haven't seen anybody say it yet.
Nobody's feeling optimistic about this?
Oh, there's one. Tom's
All right.
optimistic.
Tom's optimistic. Good. Because again, all the challenges you face with in-person training are creating opportunities for you.
John's a
And
maybe.
maybe. All right. Well, I'll go with maybe. I'll take maybe. So don't say maybe next month, because we're not going to keep waiting on this. If you can dream it, you can do it. The reality of the situation is you don't need a fancy studio, even though you saw that Jim clearly has a fancy studio. You don't need a special beauty routine. I'm living proof of that. And if you have the ability to form words, you're able to teach a class. So what the thing is that content is king. It's all about what content you have in order to teach a class. The USCCA, they provide you with a bevy of content in order to create a class. If you go into your instructor portal, you'll see all of these classes listed in there. These are all classes that you can teach online. They need to be done live. You can't record them. The USCCA requires that we instructors deliver this information live, but it can be delivered live via Zoom. And for every student that attends one of these classes, you get your student credit for them. So I know a lot of instructors out there struggle to get that 20 student quota for the year because they don't have a permanent place to teach. They don't have the ability to gather a bunch of people in a room. So they just kind of onesie, twosie private class it, and it takes them a while to get to their 20 people. By doing an online Zoom webinar, you can easily get to 20 people in one day. So these are some classes that the USCCA says you can teach online. You just can't record them. You can do assisted training. And sorry, Jim, my screen keeps freaking out. I think it's you. Assisted training, we have a gentleman, his name is John Colas, and we'll be on a webinar with him again this Wednesday. And he has a book called Pistol Practice, and it is a book that instructors can use, and it gives them a guided tour through how to teach a student how to practice shooting a gun. It's got a bunch of drills. It's got a bunch of exercises. It's a phenomenal book. And he has paired with that a training program where you as an instructor are able to purchase the books from him at a deeply discounted rate. And there is a presentation that he's put together online where half of the class is done in the classroom. There's 90 minutes of a presentation teaching them the steps of learning how to practice. And then you physically take the students to the range and practice with them live. You keep every penny from the classes that you teach for that. You can set your own price, but it's a fantastic class. We're going to have him here in the studio on Wednesday to discuss how that whole training process goes by, how you get the books. You can view his presentation. So that's an opportunity that you don't want to miss. You can create your own content, and I do create my own content. This is stuff that you can record and you can deliver it in a video on demand basis. Anything you can think of, any situation that you want to talk about with students is something that you can videotape. You can deliver it to them video on demand. And if you charge for it, it can be a money producing opportunity for you even while you sleep. You can do simple recordings using your iPhone and maybe a microphone. We also have people who can help you create content and record it. Leland Best, he's with Best Studios. He is a partner of ours, and he will take in your PowerPoint presentation or whatever it is you present him with. He will work with you on lighting, on sound, on where you should be in the camera frame, and he will assist you, there's Leland there, with how to produce a professional looking video. You don't need to have a very professional looking video. There are plenty of instructors out there who just take their iPhone, put it in a little tripod, and they go for it. And that's perfectly fine. If that's not something that you're interested in, Leland is available to help you with that. Done for you content is another way for you to monetize knowledge. I have recorded several classes that are available to you if you become a member of Cloud Bedrock, which is something we're going to talk to you about here in a minute. We have professionally produced videos. They're basically PowerPoint presentations that I am voicing over on the presentation. You can customize these done for you videos by adding a bumper before or after with your own information. You can take my voice track off of the presentation and record it yourself, but these are literally already done for you. If you were to sign with Cloud Bedrock to help you with the whole video on demand situation, we can have them done up in one day. And there's more. I am feverishly putting together a presentation for the real estate safety program. I am all over town with the real estate safety program. Every week I'm at a different real estate office teaching that class live in person. I've taught it live via the internet. I cannot record it and monetize it. Here in Michigan, I've been given permission by the state to provide continuing education credits to real estate agents who take this safety class. I'm able to offer 2 hours of continuing education credit. And so it's a big draw for me. I charge $10 a head. I travel to real estate offices, teach the class for 2 hours, and they get 2 hours worth of CE credit. The USCCA won't allow us to record and deliver via video on demand their information. So I've been creating my own real estate agent safety class so that we are able to record it and deliver it 24/7. So now I'm going to share with you some of the stuff that I've done and how I make money doing things live online and mostly recorded. So here's a little proof about what I do and how you can do it too. This is a little sales snapshot of a course that I sell. You can see people are buying that course at 4 in the afternoon. They're buying it at 11 o'clock at night. They're buying it 2 in the morning. So these students are training when it is convenient for them. Not everybody works 9 to 5. There are night workers. There are people who are insomniacs and will be up at 2 in the morning taking a course. So you're asking, well, what are they buying? And it's just a video that I recorded. Here in Michigan, in order to maintain your concealed pistol license, you need to do a 3-hour review of training every 5 years. So I took what the state considers the requirement for getting a CPL, turned it into a 3-hour class. I put up a funnel. A funnel is just basically a one-page website where you direct somebody to what it is you want them to know. I did a Michigan concealed pistol license renewal class, but my company name is Detroit Arms. If I'm saying Detroit Arms on the internet, people are thinking Detroit, major metropolitan area. I'm in the UP or I'm someplace 300 miles from Detroit. Not interested. So I changed the name. I changed the name of the funnel to be just simply Michigan CPL Renewal. And I put up this website. It lets them choose how they want to take a class. If they're in the metropolitan Detroit area, they like to learn in person, they can sign up for an in-person class. We do them twice a month. If they want to watch the self-paced video, they can watch the self-paced video. I also have a printable ebook that people can buy. I give them a little bit of information about why you should consider taking a renewal class. Here in Michigan, it's not required that you take a renewal class, but you do have to do 3 hours of study. And people get nervous because they're like, well, how do they know that I studied? How do they know what do I study? So I've given them that information and why choose me. And then when they buy it, they get it all laid out in a chapter situation. So we go down each course as a chapter. And then I've added some additional videos because I found through teaching that people don't know how to make a 911 phone call. They don't realize that in a situation where they've used lethal force against another human being, that they're going to be considered guilty until proven innocent, and that everything they say can and will be used against them in a court of law. So I kind of coach them through how to make a 911 phone call. We talk a little bit about reciprocity. The Michigan CPL license is valid in the state of Michigan as well as 39 other states. And then I do a quick overview of what I've taught them. This is what they see when they log on. It is basically a PowerPoint presentation that I guide them through and speak to each slide that comes up. So video on demand means that I make money even while I sleep. It's a great platform. It's a whole lot less intimidating than actually coming into a classroom for a new gun owner. You're able to address the fact that they don't know what they don't know and guide them through the learning process. Prospective clients get the opportunity to meet you and know who you are and know if they're able to understand you. Jim watches a lot of training videos, and the people that are recording his training videos that he watches are from all over the country. And there are just times that I just can't listen because I'm more thrown off by the accent that I'm hearing than I'm able to pay attention to. So with some of the videos that I have out there, they're free for people who are looking to take my class. I have an introduction to handguns video. I have other videos, how to choose a CPL class, how to choose an instructor, why you should, or rather why you should consider taking a gun safety class, why you should consider taking a gun safety class, even if or a concealed pistol license class, rather, even if you never plan to carry a handgun. A lot of people don't understand the lethal use of force in their state and what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. So when they do take some of these classes, they come to my class a little better prepared than they would have been otherwise. And the benefit is that there's no restriction to how many people I can teach a day. I can take a day off, I can go shopping all day, and I can still be teaching students via video. No matter where you are in the United States, it can be done anywhere. It doesn't have to be a renewal class. It can be any class. It can be how to maintain a gun class. It can be anything you can think of, any idea that you have about training. There are teachers out there who teach things like uh, how to dry fire practice with your gun. Uh, if you have an internet connection and you can record something and deliver it to your students, you can do it. If you have the ability to form words, which I'm obviously struggling with this evening, you can do it. If you have an idea, any information that somebody might benefit from, you can do it. People are looking for training, and they're not always looking for traditional training where they have to show up from 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock to get it done. They love video on demand because they can do it when it's convenient for them. So the best part about all of this is that we have a platform here at Detroit Arms, or it's known as Cloud Bedrock, where you can post these videos. It's a two-way friendly platform. Nobody's going to be out there telling you what you can and can't put as far as firearms training is involved. You keep every penny that you make off of this platform. I know there's other platforms out there where you can host videos. They take a percentage of your earnings. Cloud Bedrock does not. It's hosted on our platform. We assist you with content creation. And now's the time for you to really think about doing something like this. I know it seems scary and it seems uncomfortable, but you were all able to log in today into a Zoom call, and that just shows that you're able to do it. So think about where you're at currently with student counts, with profitability. you can benefit from this program. So, um, Cloud Bedrock is a situation that Jim created, my husband. He's a technology guy because I run Detroit Arms on my own. I do have instructors here and I have range safety officers, but the day-to-day activities that go on at Detroit Arms are all fallen on me. I'm the one answering the phone. I'm the one keeping up on social media. I'm the one preparing for classes, making the kits, setting up the classroom, teaching some of the class. I clean the classroom when class is done. I do all the advertising. I do all the vacuuming. I clean the toilets. And every week I'm asking who's eating candy in the bathroom. I don't know why, but every week when I go in those restrooms, I find candy wrappers on top of the toilet seats. So I am a busy girl. I run the program here and I needed some help. So what he's done is he's created a program that puts all the tools that I need to efficiently run my business into a platform that I can easily manage. I've got missed call text back. So if somebody calls Detroit Arms and I'm not able to answer the phone, they may have printed off a list on Google or they're just looking at Google and they put firearm trainer Metropolitan Detroit. I pop up, they call me, I don't answer. What are they going to do? They may leave a message. Most of them don't. They just go to the next name on the list. They're going to call down that list until they find somebody that has a class this weekend. Missed call text back. When they call Detroit Arms, even if they hang up and don't leave a message, they get an automated message from me in text form saying, "Hey, sorry, I missed your call. Give me a moment. I will call you back. Do you have any questions in the meantime?" Sometimes I am behind the counter at the gun store and I'm just not able to answer a telephone. Sometimes I'm already on a phone call. Sometimes I'm in the middle of a chat session with somebody and didn't want to break away to answer the telephone. Maybe I'm teaching a class. Maybe I'm on the range with a student. It gives me the opportunity to have them pause for a second, maybe send me a subsequent question. Many times these calls are, "Hey, do you have a class this weekend? Are there seats still available? Where's your schedule?" And it's something that I can quickly get right back to them. SMS messaging, that's another great platform for us. I utilize that to get messages out to my students. SMS messaging are messages that go right in text format to somebody's cell phone. 98% of the time, they're read immediately and responded to immediately, as opposed to an email. I've got email messaging. I email all of my former students regularly. They are your best source of referrals for CPL training. A lot of people will say, "Hey, my cousin teaches, or my aunt teaches, or my mom teaches." But people who've actually sat through your class, experienced your teaching style, are the people that you want out there telling people to come take your class. We've got web chat. Again, I get a ton of business from people chatting with me on the web. It's just one more mode of contact that people really enjoy using in order to get information about our company. Reputation management, that's where I'm talking about Google and having people give you reviews, putting reviews up for you on Facebook. It's great that when you submit your student list to the USCCA that they pull them for student reviews, but those reviews aren't helpful to you in gaining relevancy on the internet and moving your Google ad for your business up to the top. So being able to answer those reviews right away and interact with your clients is amazing. There's a mobile app with Cloud Bedrock. All of my communication, no matter where somebody is reaching out to me at, whether they're chatting with me on my website, chatting with me on Google, chatting with me on Facebook, all of those chats come right to my cell phone. So no matter where I'm at, I get all those chats. I'm able to answer a student right away. I don't have to go back if I remember, oh man, I was supposed to add somebody to the calendar on the 19th. That's all in my phone. I don't have to find out, was I talking to them on Google? Was I talking to them on Facebook? Was I talking to them on the website? I don't have to track it down. It's all there. Websites, funnels, we are able to create websites for you and host websites, create funnels for you. And then online learning portals. And that's where I host my online training for Detroit Arms. You're not alone. I know what it's like to be an instructor in a highly competitive market. People don't want to help you. Other instructors don't want to help you. You're just another person that is going to take business away from them. So I had to spend the last 15 years doing it all on my own. I didn't have anybody else to rely on. So with Cloud Bedrock, you have me, you have Jim. We've been in the field for 15 years doing this for a living. We have instructors nationwide that we've helped through the process of building up their training business. Just like I said, I can't tell you how to do it. I can tell you what we've learned and what we do, and you can apply it in your own market. Learn from the mistakes that I've made. Trust me, I've made a few. If we had enough time together, I could tell you about some of the follies that I've been through, especially with Facebook. Facebook has been a very difficult platform. We have one-on-one support with you. I support you. Jim supports you. You can book on our calendar anytime to get a one-on-one call to just throw questions at us. I do a complete review with you of your existing marketing plan. I look at your existing website if you have one, look at your existing stuff on Facebook, look at, where you show up in Google My Business, what your keywords are, kind of position you to be the front runner for all of those. If you need them, suggestions for how to grow, things that you might consider. If you need a logo, if you need memes to post on Facebook in order to generate interest, we're there to help you with that, marketing assistance and more. So let's make 2023 your year. Let's launch some training for you. If you join the Cloud Bedrock platform, you get 4 done-for-you starter courses automatically included in your program. You get a copy of my funnels, the funnels that I use to drive people to these trainings as well. Unlimited URLs. So you too can do things like, for example, my real estate agent safety program. I don't put it out there as Detroit Arms because a lot of real estate agents aren't necessarily gun friendly. So I registered the name realestateagentsafety.com. And if real estate agents are looking for safety classes, it pops up. They're able to book with me. You get immediate access to all future classes that I record. And we have 3 plan options for membership sites, funnels, and websites, and those are all included. Unlike much of the tech out there, we are respectful of the Constitution of the United States of America and the Bill of Rights. We've got 15 plus years in the industry. Jim is a U.S. Army veteran, and we are Second Amendment friendly from every respect, and that's an understatement. Here's some of the pricing for the Cloud Bedrock platform. For a limited time, we're running 4 USCCA instructors, where in addition to the stuff that's $197 a month, we're adding in a couple of the things that were previously just included in the $497 package. That's website hosting, funnels, and all of that. Here's me telling you to look deep into my eyes and book a no obligation 15-minute call with us. That's actually me as a kid, and Jim's given me a new Frisbee that I can use. I was creating a class called Alternative Weaponry, and that's one of them. So anyone have any questions at all? And Jim, you're my eyes and ears because I can't see. Oh, maybe
Everybody's talking smack about you.
Are they? Are they nice hair?
No, I'm
Oh, I
putting
see.
putting
I
the
see
links in.
here. about my company is in Virginia. And yeah, it's a lot of states do have where it's mandated to do in person, but there are lots of classes that you can teach, especially those classes that aren't state mandated classes that you can teach online or recorded. So yeah, it doesn't have to be a CPL class. Let me look here, maybe. Anyone have any questions? Oh, it's all able to come into your Stripe. Yeah. What is this Stripe checklist?
Put a bunch of links in there in the chat. One is how to book a quick call with us. It'll set up a Zoom call for 15 minutes. And I always tell everyone and warn everyone that pack a lunch, because Doreen will talk a hind leg off a jackass if you let her.
I will. I have in my entire career, I think had one call go 15 minutes. And it was because they booked a call with me when they really wanted Jim. So even that call went 15 minutes. So yeah, I tend to be a little chatty. So if anyone has any questions, if you want any assistance with your marketing plan, maybe kind of getting off where you're at now and making 2023 your year, I'd be happy to help you. We have quite a few instructors that are really happy that they've joined our platform and we're able to really turn their training program into something special. How long are the online classes? It depends on the class itself. I have a introduction to handguns course. It's about 30 minutes. I tend to charge $9.99 a month for it. $9.99 a month, $9.99 for the class itself. People download it. They're able to watch it. My renewal class is 3 hours. As far as other classes, the USCCA has all those mini classes. I think they run 55 minutes each. Those can only be taught live online. The classes that I produce end up being so that you can record them, monetize them, and put them up there. I have 3 other little mini classes that are under 10 minutes. Those are the ones that tell people why they should consider taking a concealed carry class. I keep throwing Michigan in there, but that's not the case. Why they should consider taking a carry class, even if they don't plan to carry, why they should take a gun safety course, and how to choose an instructor. So those are all done. I don't interject my personal opinion on any of the classes that I record. If I were teaching a class, I would maybe voice an opinion, 1911 versus Glock, blah, 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 whatever. When I'm giving information, it's just information. I don't interject my own personal feelings because things here in Michigan may be different than where you are. And you probably have a different opinion about different guns. So I kind of leave everything very vanilla. If you want to put your own interjections in there, you're welcome to do that. But all of our Cloud Bedrock clients receive all of this recorded information, and you choose how you distribute it, whether you monetize it or whether you don't.
Yeah, those short ones are really good for like lead magnets, like the 9-minute ones. And so one of the things you can do on the platform is you can host a video on a page. You could put on a squeeze page in front of it. So like you put your name and email address here to get access to this little bit of information. And then when they get to that page and have the video, we can track how much of that video they've watched. And so say, for example, that if they get to the 75% mark, then that they've effectively watched the meat of the video, and you want to do something about that after that. Maybe that's to pitch your in-person class or something like that. So you can actually automatically do something at that point. And that's super easy. It takes like 2 seconds to set up. And those are the kind of things we do during onboarding sessions or any other sessions that people set up with us. Any other questions?
If you can't think of them now, or you just don't want to ask them in a group format, perfectly okay. Jim put links out there. You can book time on my schedule. I'm the marketing creative person. Jim is the technical guru. So if you're trying to decide who you want to spend time with, Jim can get you off a 15-minute call in 15 minutes. Me, probably not possible. So if you're under a time restraint, maybe book with Jim. But thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Do I see another question? Oh, that's you. Please feel free to reach out. It's free. It's no obligation. If you just want to talk about things that concern you in your market or something that you've run into and you want to know how we might respond to it in our market, happy to do that.
I did put my link to my calendar as well
Okay.
in there. So
And we will also email out to everyone who's joined the webinar, all of these links, more information about Cloud Bedrock. And I hope to be able to help some of you in the future. Thank you for joining us, John. Thank you so much, everyone.
have a good rest of your evening. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. I hope to hear from you all soon. Thank you.